There's a common misconception when it comes to psychopathy among the general population. We think of a raging, axe-wielding, unhinged, rage-fueled madman who is unpredictable and dangerously aggressive. AKA, we think of Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. This character was the first red herring of the Breaking Bad universe. Introduced in Season 1, our first impressions of Tuco are explosive and maniacal. He beats Jesse Pinkman to a pulp with a bag of money. Whilst also being a metaphor for how money destroys lives in this universe, this scene symbolises how precarious the world Walter's just stepped in could very well be. Psychopathy as a whole is extremely complicated. Let's go over some key points which could indicate a human may be psychopathic. Lack of empathy. It's extremely clear from the offset that Tuco lacks empathy. Nearly putting Pinkman in a coma and beating to death his own man are obviously not benign things to do. However, in the Season 2 episode entitled Grilled, it is very clear to see that Tuco has a very personal level of empathy and compassion for his uncle. Yes, you can argue that psychopaths have a level of empathy for people very close to them. A true psychopath, such as Todd, never displayed any sort of compassion comparable to this. Tuco disregards and violates the rights of others. This is almost obvious right from the offset of his character's introduction. I hate to be the one to say it, but a very strong argument can be made here. Tuco Salamanca grew up in a family full of murderers, criminals, and drug lords. Previous research has explored how environmental conditions shape the behaviour of closely related species. This is the first time a broad comparative perspective has been used to systematically compare very different species, humans, mammals and birds, across a wide range of behaviours. Our evidence shows how remarkably pervasive and consistent the effect of the local environment is on behaviour, said author Toman Busby from the University of Bristol and the Kiel Institute for the World Economy. This can very easily explain why characteristics Tuco may possess can be easily linked back to his upbringing and environment. You may wonder why I think Alquist is a psychopath, but Tuco not. This can be very easily explained, in my opinion. Todd seems inept. He is kind and mild-mannered at naked glance, but will murder without hesitation. These are very two contradictory things. The man is not consistent, therefore his brain is clearly not wired normally. Tuco is very consistent to the person he is and has grown up to be. He's aggressive, but he's also rude. He's a murderer, but also a drug lord. Tuco is never seen to deliberately lie or mislead other people, which is a very common and prevalent trait in psychopathy around the world today. Nor does he have a tendency to manipulate, which is another very prevalent trait in almost all psychopaths. I genuinely don't think Tuco has the capacity to manipulate others. Violence is his method of getting what he desires. Furthermore, there is of course also the elephant in the room we have very deliberately not addressed yet. Tuco Salamanca is a massive meth head. There was a dose-related increase in violent behaviour when an individual was using methamphetamine compared with when they were not, after adjusting for other substance use and socio-demographics, says Rebecca McKettin of PubMed.gov. Heavy drug use could elucidate Tuco's violent nature. Taking all of this into account, comparing him with Todd and the Salamanca twins, it is very clear that I can draw up an accurate conclusion that Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is not a psychopath. I will leave it to you in the comments to decide whether he is a psychopath or a sociopath or none. Thank you for watching.